Hello, my name's Kathy Bissell. Welcome to the Golf Show 2.0. Gary Van Sickle, who's my co-host, and I have a special guest today, John Levy from Golf Forever, which is an exercise program that Scottie Scheffler uses. And right now, everybody wants to be like Scottie, so I think we should find out about it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. Yeah, it's
John, how did you hook up with Scotty?
well,
Get
that's a
started
great
with this.
question. Yeah, so he uses a trainer. His name is Dr. Troy Van Biesen, is his performance coach, has been for many years. And Troy is a content provider and has been since 2022 with GolfForever. And so
Oh,
yeah, so the story goes. So Troy is one of the instructors that you see in our app, and so you can actually do the same workouts that Scotty is doing that you're doing now with Troy and getting instruction from Troy. And so Scotty was kind of in a phase of his upswing of his career, and fall of 2021, and right around this time, we had invented our product called the GolfForever Swing Trainer, which is
okay.
a resistance band attached to a bar, basically, that is attached to a fixed object. And you do dynamic rotational movements that are used as an intrinsic part of our program within the app. And so we had some prototypes around this time in fall of 2021 and had worked with Dr. Troy to create some programming and asked him if he might be interested to try using the swing trainer with his players. And one of those players was Scottie Scheffler. And
Ah,
so he started using it in the off season with Scottie and some of his other players. And as the story goes, we couldn't have written this up any better. Scottie was
no.
2022 Torrey Pines. He had a little bit of some knee issues going on, and so they implemented the swing trainer on tour for the first time for warmups during the week. And
Okay.
so they did very specific programming with that. And Scotty liked how his swing felt that week. I think he was top five, top 10. And then 2 weeks later, his next event was the 2022 WM Phoenix Open. Scotty wins. Scotty wins Bay Hill. Scotty wins the match play. Scotty wins the Masters. And meanwhile, ascending to world number one, he's using the swing trainer and the foundation of our app and the program every single day to warm up before he plays and while he's at home during the off weeks.
Well,
And
how
so,
long would you estimate if I start using it every day? How long before I'm top 10 in the world, would you say?
You'll be
well,
right after me, Gary.
yeah, that clock might be ticking for a little bit, but
Well, you said it was attached to what he was using was attached to a bar. A lot of golf riders, when they get done riding, are attached to a bar.
I've
So I think there's already an inherent knack for how to handle this.
yeah, I've played golf with a few golf writers and know some, and yeah, you are absolutely accurate on that.
Well, you said Scotty was having some knee pain. Did this stretching alleviate that, or could you give us a few more details about
Yeah,
that?
absolutely. And so, one of the core foundations of our program is safety. And Dr. Jeremy James, our founder, everything that he built into our app and our backend programming and our ecosystem and what each user gets when they sign in is personalization. And I'm going to segue a bit, and I'll get back to your question.
Right.
It's a personalized assessment that someone takes, and it takes about 5 minutes. You do some key movements. It identifies, am I coming in? Do I have pain? What kind of physical shape am I in the capacities of how well do I move? And so then our users every single day get a personalized plan and a program that starts with about a 10 to 15-minute warm up. We call them fundamentals. That then translates into now I'm warmed up. Now I do a rotational power routine, which really builds the strength and the golf movement patterns. And so all of this is based around safety. And as you asked, Gary, the foundation of the swing trainer, the resistance, it's not dumbbells. It's not something that is the
Right.
ballistic throwing the medicine balls that you see, on Instagram and a lot of the influencers doing. This is very low impact, gentle. And so in terms of Scotty and why he was really attracted and to the swing trainer and GolfForever and what Troy works and how he works with a lot of his players, it's all based around the movements that are, number one, mimicking the golf swing, but two, just foundational mobility, balance that leads into flexibility, of course, but it's how your body moves. It's creating movement that is something that is going to help the longevity of the golfer, because as we all know, golf, people don't understand sometimes looking from the outside in, it truly is an athletic sport. There's ballistic movement. There's a lot of violence in the golf swing. You look at the long drivers now as proof of that. But when you do something repetitively over and over and over again for years and years, and you're kind of set up like this and you're swinging asymmetrically, it doesn't take much to just feel off, to have pain, low back pain, etc. So yeah, Scottie started using that because he really saw an avenue that was going to be safe and get him where he wanted to be.
And he can do that from almost any place. I noticed the tour has made it the official, I forgot the language. Fitness.
Yes, the official golf fitness system of the PGA Tour. And so, yeah, he, he really was the beacon, and obviously is world number one and leading the charge. But now it's amazing, as we've partnered up with the tour, you go in the fitness trailers and we have, I want to say almost every player is using the swing trainer in some capacity, and GolfForever products, and we have mini bands, and it's amazing where people like to follow world number one and what they're doing to be successful, and so a lot of people started following Scottie's lead.
Okay, well, I know from watching just some of the exercises that we see him doing on TV, on commercials, or not even on commercials, but on just in with whatever the tour is showing us. And then I went to the website and listened to some of the testimonials of what I'm going to guess are garden variety people. One guy was having back pain, and he started working with the stretching and strengthening devices, and pretty soon he didn't have that anymore. So you have to do it the right way, I guess. It's kind of like my physical therapists help me when I have low back pain. So it's a system, but sounds like it's not complicated. I mean, I have some exercises that I was given that you tie one of those stretchy bands and stick it in a door and do some pulls with it, and that's to help my shoulder. So,
well, you got to be careful, because that's what they gave Jeffrey Epstein too, and you know how that turned out. No, John, seriously, this sounds like a great program for really anybody, because it's low impact, and even geezers and senior citizens like myself can do it without hurting ourselves.
Yeah, the guy in the video was 70, I think. So he looked like he was doing okay. He said he'd been working out his whole life, but this was certainly helping him improve.
Yeah, no, and I'm glad you noticed that. And the biggest group that we have really is about 53, 55, 60 years old. They just want to play more golf and stay out of pain. And that's all of us, right? I mean, we're all working. We'd rather be out on the golf course all the time, and so we enable people to do that, and we give them the tools to be successful to do that. And as you mentioned, low impact, and the idea of longevity and decline as you age naturally. Obviously, we all start feeling it over time, but your body doesn't naturally move like it used to, and so you have to do things that counteract that. And what's amazing about our program, and why we have almost 6,000 reviews on the App Store, and so many loyal users, that once they do a few of these routines, they're hooked.
And so in terms of like how to use it, all you need is a stick and the band, and I can keep the band in my golf bag and the stick in my golf bag, and wherever I go, I can hook it up to the golf cart when I get to the range. I can use it in my hotel, I can hook it up to a doorknob. I mean, it's pretty versatile, and I can basically use it wherever I need to, wherever we're playing that day.
It's not just about golf, it's about life. And back pain is, it's the most common thing in golf for a lot of people. And we help alleviate that, and we help people stay out of pain. But as you've mentioned, some of the testimonials, it's really fulfilling for myself to see it, and all of our team and our founder, Dr. Jeremy James, because they're saying, hey, like I actually started hitting it 10 to 15 yards farther. My energy is better, my stamina to get through the rounds. I feel like I'm 30 years younger, but guess what? Off the golf course now, my life has just improved dramatically. And that's ultimately what it's all about.
Can you give us one or two specific exercises that Scottie Scheffler uses, since he's #1 in the world, and maybe the average person could be doing something similar?
Sure. How about I start with this, since we're all sitting down.
Yes.
Why don't we do this? We'll do something that, if we're in our chairs, if you can follow me here, follow my lead. So go ahead and sit up in your chair. And now what I want you to do is put your shoulders down and back. And now put your hands behind your head like this, behind your neck.
And then give us all your money. Okay.
That's right. That's right. And this is called the prisoner move. Yeah, exactly. And so now what I want you to do is just take your elbows and move them, kind of like pinching your shoulder blades behind you.
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay. And so now you feel that this will open up your chest a little bit. Okay. This is actually, for someone who's sitting in an office chair all day, this is a great movement. That if you do this 5 or 6 times, okay, and then now go ahead and let down, you might feel a little bit taller. You might feel that your posture is better in 25 seconds.
Yeah, let's make me look taller there. Yeah, that really worked, John. Incredible.
There you go. There you go. It's magic.
That was just in one session. Wow. What else?
But the idea is, and how Jeremy and our team, and Kathy, you mentioned physical therapists. We have an elite team of medical providers, physical therapists, chiropractors, and sports specific trainers within golf that all comprise what is now over 1,000 different videos and very specific programs to, as I mentioned, the assessment earlier. How you start that program dictates the entire track of videos you get. And so when we go into the program, if you indicate, like I said, pain relief, you're going to get an entirely different set of videos. And Gary, you're asking, what are the movements Scottie does? A lot of what he does is really based on pain prevention. And so depending on what he's working on specifically, he has a very specific set of movements and a routine that he does before he plays golf on a tournament day. Or what is he doing with Dr. Troy and his team during the off season and building strength, rotational power. And so, it really varies. It varies how Scottie's feeling on a certain day. And this goes for a lot of tour players. And this goes for what the ability of our users have in our program too. There's just a lot of variables, which just shows how complex the human body is and what we need to be successful.
It's like I do a lot of swimming, and I always say that some days it feels like you're swimming in Jello, and other days it feels like you're just really taking off and doing really well. So you can't tell until you get in the pool and start going.
Absolutely. It's kind of like that first tee shot too, right? You're kind of feeling it out, and you never know how the swing's going to feel.
So how does the average person get into GolfForever? Do they go online? They obviously have to get some kind of fitting session to figure out what they need. Then they sign up. Do they take classes? And what's the website, and what does something like this cost?
Great. Yeah. Thank you. It's GolfForever.com. You can also download the app on the App Store and just look up GolfForever, all one word. But it's very easy for someone to come in, start the program. The fitness training system, the training systems that we offer, there's 4 different training system bundles that we feature. And we recommend that everyone comes into the site and takes the quiz, which recommends that training system for you based on what your interest is. And so, as we've been talking about pain, if I have pain relief, there's actually a sequence of questions that will help you identify really what your end goal is with that. And then once you purchase that system, that includes 1 year of the app, You download the app, you get started right away. And then you have your equipment shipped to you. It's normally the GolfForever swing trainer with an inclusion of, we have a stability ball, exercise ball, some mini bands, a massage ball, which really helps get, tight areas, kind of trigger points within your body for pain relief, and freedom of motion. And once someone starts the program, you take that assessment, and then right away, immediately, you get presented with that plan. And every day that you log in, you do what's called today's workout, which takes in total about 30 to 45 minutes. As I said earlier, it starts with a warm up that takes about 10 to 15, and then a strength building program that really is going to challenge your body in very golf specific patterns and ways. And so it's comprehensive. And then we also have a full library, as I mentioned, of over 1,000 videos that anytime you want to log in, if you only have 5 minutes, we've got something. If you have a lot of time and want to do multiple videos and really test yourself, we've got everything in there for everyone.
So if I'm on my way to the golf course, am I doing like a shorter warm-up session? I'm not doing the full comprehensive 45-minute thing before I go, am I? Because I might be a wasted wreck of jello, as Kathy mentioned earlier.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have what we call our pre-round warm-ups, very obvious. And
excellent.
Those take anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes. And we have some that you can do at home, have some, as we even just saw, and if you're in the office, there's ways to warm up there. If you're on the range, we have very simple ways that within 5 minutes, at the very minimum, you can feel ready to go to that first tee without having to hit the bucket of balls.
Can you, it looks like there are things that you attach to something stationary from what I could see on the website.
Yes.
Can you attach this stuff to like a golf cart when you're at the range?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm glad you asked that, because it's very easy to attach the swing trainer. So it's a little carabiner that you can attach around a tree, a fence, a golf cart. And so when you do get on our website, we do have some imagery that illustrates that. But that's the beauty of it. And we also, with the swing trainer, it doubles as a warm-up club that I actually have one right here, which we can see. So you can see this. It's 4.5 inches long, and so it mimics the length of a driver. And on this, there's an attachable and detachable element here that, with this green ball, is swing weighted to a D3 swing weight. It's about 2.5 times to 3 times heavier than your driver, and so it's weighted to feel dynamically the same as your driver. And so even if you were just to swing this a few times, this is going to help you loosen up the proper muscles to warm up.
Super.
It looks a lot like what Mel Gibson as the Earl of Bruce in that movie Braveheart was leading the charge with that. He stretched first on his horse before he led the charge. People don't know that.
That's right. That's right. There you go. So this is our version of it.
So it's got to be, it's got to be getting tedious for all of you. Scottie's winning everything all the time. It's like, yeah, you won again. I mean, you guys have got to be getting tired of him winning, aren't you?
I tell you, it's difficult to find the superlatives.
Exactly.
I mean, he continues to define, and it's been so many years and so exciting. And the thing I'll say about Scottie real quickly, as I'm sure the two of you know, he is the most stand-up human being in the world. And our association with him is something we're very humbled by, very proud to have a relationship with him. And it's very authentic, where he not only has bought into our mission, but he shares that himself, and he just wants to help people. And we cannot root for him enough.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm supposed to be writing a major story on him later this year, and having supposed to come up with a different angle or a different view. It's like, it's all been said. It's all obvious. He's right there. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do with that, but everything you just said, I agree with 100%.
Yeah.
Well, I thought, talking about his exercise program, we always see him doing exercises that are turning like from side to side. And when I see that, I go, okay, he's working on developing his core muscles for his golf swing. And then he'll like go the other way. And I go, okay, now he's working the other side of his body so that he's strong on both sides. And we don't see necessarily what he does for balance, but you can see right away from just the clips that are on TV what he's doing for his golf swing. And I can't see how that wouldn't benefit everybody.
Yeah. It's really, Kathy, the reason why I joined this business, because I've been in various capacities of the golf industry my entire career, and originally as a player, a collegiate golfer, and then turned professional myself, and the understanding of an average golfer, of the role that your body plays, is very minimal, right? The understanding of a pre-round warm-up for a lot of people is to go grab some beers and have 2 or 3 before you tee off, and multiple throughout, and take the Advil because I'm in pain. And there's a better way, and of course you have the great organizations like TPI and some of those who've been kind of beating the drum of golf fitness for many years. And of course, Tiger kind of, as everyone says, started that whole idea and trend. But still, for the average golfer, when you see Scottie do a lot of these movements, the same foundational movements apply to a 65, 70-year-old in some of the ways that has never worked out before. And in some ways where Scottie is already the elite of the elite and might improve 1 or 2% or 0.5%, and that's the difference of an average year to winning everything. The huge improvements and gains that someone who doesn't really exercise or move very well can make using our program is incredible. It really does not take long.
There's got to be a lot of guys on PGA Tour champions who are using this, isn't there?
Absolutely. Yeah. And, speaking of one, Justin Leonard, who was again, another really stand-up person and a friend of mine who I respect greatly. And
he made the cut at the Open last week.
Yeah. Fantastic. And, he was intrinsic in helping to foster this program with Jeremy James from the very beginning. And I think he's helped GolfForever get out on PGA Tour champions a little bit too.
How on earth did Jack Nicklaus and Arnold Palmer and Miller Barber and Trevino and Don January and all these guys ever play golf without, their idea of stretching was breaking open the Marlboro carton? How did these guys ever play golf and last as long as they did?
Yeah, it's really is a great question. And it's certainly not my era back then. And I don't know kind of the lifestyle other than I think when you see a lot of the pain that is created and the injuries with a lot of these young players, some of the ways that they're going through their routines maybe aren't the proper ways. But the old school, the old timers, they didn't approach it that way. And I don't know how much they were not doing off the golf course too, which maybe helped that.
Right. And we don't know because nobody talked about fitness pre-Tiger, really. Gary, do you remember anybody doing that?
Well, no. And I remember into the mid 80s, I know a major Division I college basketball coach who told his players, do not lift weights, it'll screw up your shot.
Oh.
So I'm talking mid to late 80s. He's still telling them, don't lift weights. And, Tiger was at the start of it in golf, at least, but I mean, it started sooner than that in basketball. They finally caught up to the football players. But I think golfers were also worried about lifting weights, messing up their feel. I mean, Arnold Palmer was strong because he was strong. He grew up doing everything at his dad's golf course out at Latrobe and pushing the tractor and whatever. I mean, everyone talks about how big his forearms were, but as far as we know, none of these guys did any kind of actual serious stretching other than bending over and touching their toes. which is
Yeah.
kind of what I do. I do that and do some arm whirls, and it's not a lot. So, I mean, honestly, I'm pretty sure Kathy and I are watching this going, I got to sign up for this now. Whether and
Thank
she
you.
doesn't play golf anymore, but I still do, and
Maybe I would.
I'm pretty limber, but my knees are shot. So maybe I need to grab for whatever I can get, John. I'm not getting longer. I can tell you that.
Open invite, and I think we can change that. And I do just want to reference, all of that era didn't work out, at least publicly, except for Gary Player, right? And
Right.
I'm still going. And, of course, he's been an advocate for that for so many years. And look how that served him from a longevity standpoint.
Absolutely. Well,
somebody said, somebody asked him, have you been working out your whole life? And he said, not yet.
John,
when Scottie was over, people want to know this, John. When Scottie was over at the Open last week in Northern Ireland, did he have to go on the other side of the road go the other way to stretch on the left side of the road, or was he able to do it the normal way?
That will be something we may never know. I don't know.
Does he have a favorite exercise that he really likes?
That's a good question. We did a video with him last summer, and we actually surprised a group, and we had them doing the signature Scottie move, and that Scottie move was, Kathy, maybe what you were referencing, which is a split stance, and your trail leg would be in front, and you're actually in a golf posture, so there's a balance element to it. Your arms are straight, and you're creating that backswing movement. That is one that is actually very challenging. Scottie does that as part of his routine. He makes it look very easy. I would say, though, as opposed to one exercise, there's probably he's very routine and kind of regimented in the way he approaches things, and so he's found a routine with, like I said, Dr. Troy over the years that has really stuck with him and worked and continues to work.
Well, this is fabulous. We really can't thank you enough for being a guest. Gary, you have any?
We need to know one thing about Scottie Scheffler that most people don't know. So, what do you got? Like, what's his shoe size?
Oddly, I know that because we have ordered some apparel in for him for video shoots. It is 11.5, 11 and a half.
Okay.
Excellent. Well, there it is. We've got the Scottie Scheffler secret. He's got big feet. And he works out with GolfForever.